that restaurant where they serve you food from the movie. I didn't even know it was called whatever the hell Cantina.
Olga's Cantina, yeah.
What's it called?
Olga's Cantina.
Old Gay's Cantina. Yeah, exactly.
Not
So
Old Gay's Cantina.
yeah, whatever. The point is, I don't care. I don't give a crap about Old Gay's Cantina. What the hell? I want to stick with James Franco.
We see multiple things to
choking General Grievous.
Crushing his chest plate.
Yeah. Crushing his chest.
I hate saying I'm a bully.
Fucking shit.
Hello.
I think we have the schools.
They're huge.
Yeah. Recording in progress.
Recording in progress.
That's right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Basic Nerd Experience. I'm your host, Elliot. It's your host with the bows that looks like a ghost.
Ugh.
You didn't dab with me,
What?
Andres.
That was the dab.
That was you were like pulling out a gun out of your imaginary gun out of your revolver.
That's right. Don't test me, bitch.
I'm sorry, jeez. Whoa, just take it easy, man.
Oh, just take it. Yeah.
Back off. Yeah, little Drake and Josh action for everybody. So, welcome to the Basic Nerd Experience. It's Elliot, your host, the most that looks like a goat. Wait, I just did the intro. Why am I doing it again?
Why didn't you dab with me that time?
What?
What?
The Chilean that's very chillin'. What's up, Andres?
What's up, my boy? Good to be here again. We back. We're back.
I know
at
we
it
back
again.
we back at it, man. So it was good to talk about Ahsoka and we did a bunch of other stuff as well. But it's good to be like we got the Star Wars train here. You know, we're still working on Bad Batch. We're just waiting on all the episodes to be done. So
Kiss us, it.
Ethan Ibe.
That's my boy right there.
Shout out to Ethan Ibe, by the way. By the way, we have a request from Mike Kennedy to come back as well.
Let's go. I want that guy back here. I need to have a fight with him, for, domination, not domination, but
That
like,
sounds like you want to go have like a UFC octagon fight.
I'd go for it. I'd go for it because like he and I, we're in a heated fight against who's gonna be the main bachelor for Scarlet Witch for Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh,
And
I got
obviously
you.
I'm gonna say that it's me, and Mike is gonna say that it's me too because I rule. But apart from that, Mike does not think this way. So I figured the best way to handle this is to handle it like gentlemen. Queensberry rules. UFC. Let's kick the shit out of each other.
Let's go. But I will definitely say that you definitely earned the bachelor seat for merely Elizabeth Winstead, though.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it'd be cool to bring back the Love It or Hate It series, which we haven't done. Dude, we haven't done that in like a few years, man. It's
No,
been
we
like
haven't, we haven't done that since end of 2020, start of 2021. That was the last one that we did for
3.5
Islands of
years
Adventure.
ago, man. That was the last time we had the romantic getaway at Utah.
That's right. We were right in front of my chimney and we lit it up, and we got lit up.
This is just an experimentation.
But which
We
is
did, yeah. We were like Bert and Mary Poppins. It was Step in Time,
I
exactly.
thought you were gonna say Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street. Okay, wait a minute.
I wasn't. They're just friends, okay? They're
We're homosexual.
We're homosexual.
There's nothing bad about that. Shout out to your boy Cuban Thunder, Johnny Boy.
Yeah, that's right. Back to Love It or Hate It, but let's do Galaxy's Edge because I have a lot of thoughts since it's been like almost 5 years since Galaxy's Edge has been opened. And I think we both have a lot to say about this, but I figure the best way is by doing the Love It or Hate It game. So the way we'll do it with this one is we'll start with Star Tours because technically it's not part of Galaxy's Edge, but that's still a part of Star Wars. So we'll start from there. And then once we kind of go through there, we'll navigate towards Galaxy's Edge and we'll say Rising Sun to Rise of Resistance. And then we'll go over to Smuggler's Run. The only really two attractions at Galaxy's Edge. And then we'll go over honorable mentions like Droid Depot or the lightsaber building workshop as like a paid experience because it's honorable mention. It's not like available to everybody. Andres, I'm gonna stop talking so I let you talk first. So Andres, so let's go. So Love It or Hate It, Star Tours, let's go.
I love it. I love it to death. I really do. Like that's a class. Even before the Disney
The revamp?
overlords took over Star Wars. Yes, even before even before then, it's a classic ride. You know, I do admire the way it's set up. You know, like we have these different adventures. You know, like they say potentially like what 50 different 20 different adventures. I don't know,
Oh,
but
I went to, sorry to interrupt you. I went to the D. So this came out. I remember the revamp was 2011, 2012,
yeah,
and my mom and I went to the D23 event that happened at Disney World. And so it was honoring the 40 at the time the 40th anniversary of Walt Disney World. And during there, it was a lot of honoring the history, but part of it was a whole thing about the new Star Tours being vamped up, revamped. Third time's a charm. So they had like they brought up people from like working out, and they said that George Lucas and other Disney higher ups were writing it. They said to write all the combinations took 7 hours. Yeah,
7.
7 hours because there's also there's a probability, so there's many different like scenarios you can do. So like even though there's sometimes this might be the same one, there's just different combinations of what you might get. So food for thought, just something to add.
Cool. Well, and like with rides, I do love the fact that Star Tours is no different when it comes to the immersion of getting you into that world. Even in lines, you meet up with this big ass AT&T walker, like it's insane. You get to go below and you're just like, oh, ain't that a funny undercarriage? And then you go inside the base itself, I think it's the Endor base.
Yeah,
I
correct.
believe. Yeah.
Yes.
And then like you get greeted by C-3PO and R2-D2, familiar faces, the guys that got you into this world, I think that's very fitting. It's like poetry, it rhymes, you know what I mean? And yeah, exactly. And they take you to this hangar bay where you see a whole bunch of droids that you're not familiar with, but but it's cool because they have this shadow effect where you see a whole bunch of different creatures walk in, but you don't see them. You see their shadows walking by left and right. It's really cool, like it really gives you the feeling that hey, there are some people that are walking by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like when you first walk in as well. There's like two like Mon Calamari, the same species that Admiral Akbar
Yes.
are, and Nadar Veb, of course. Shout out to Nadar, rest in peace, and to Admiral Akbar. Anyways, so I like that fact that when you go in, there's like these travel videos about different planets, and they show like different segments of the movies that sprinkle around. Like this is the best spin. This is like where Cloud City is, and then
It's
stuff
like an
that.
advertisement for that planet.
Yeah, for the galaxy, like where to travel, and then also like here's the Starship 1000 you can go through, the Star Tour Starship 1000, whatever. And I like also like they have it's like a plane like in the airport where they have like the different schedule of different stuff. So it's like boarding, innate. It's like a cute little details like that are fun.
Yeah, it's something familiar, it's just like, oh, it's not the same, but like you get the feeling that hey, like how these different species travel across, galaxies and stuff, it's pretty cool, it's similar.
And even like when like the robots that are checking your luggage to make sure you're not carrying on like any death sticks or any lightsabers or any illegal things that you should not having in there.
Right.
Those are fun as well. And fun fact, by the way, Patrick Warburton plays one of those robots that checks your luggage.
Going to the Starship 1000, and the captain leaves C-3PO in charge while he goes to take a robot dump or something. I don't really know. But so C-3PO, I don't know how, but he actually ends up being the pilot of our story, And so you get randomized into like some of these adventures, and depending on which one you get, you either have Vader or you have Kylo Ren stopping you, saying that there's a wanted criminal on board by the Empire, and whoever it is, like they point at you through the camera that they have, right? And they show it to you. And then, then you're off. You like R2-D2, who's the droid actually controlling it, actually shoots everybody who's surrounding you, and we escape. And depending on which one you get, you either go to Jakku, you can go to Hoth, you can go to, I believe, Ryloth, you can go to
Exegol. They just added that.
Exegol. They can go to Exegol. They can go to Crate, or that last Jedi planet that I had to look up literally 5 seconds ago.
Crate of bullshit. Yeah.
Crate of bullshit. Yeah.
There's also just I really love how it really does. I just feel like it's just so. It's a very like I feel like I'm in the movies. It's the best way you feel like you're immersed in this story. You're immersed in what it is. you've watched the movies, and obviously when you watch the movies, you want to live those memories as well. But it's a different way because it's a fun story, and you go to different. Obviously, you might go to different timelines of Star Wars, but the cool thing about Star Tours is that I like how you go to Hoth first, and then like you're in the middle of the Battle of Hoth scene, and then you can go through pod racing. You can go to Kashyyyk and see you can beat up some scout troopers that are there, and it's like like the hey wait and then like that kind of shit that happens in Return of the Jedi. But no, it's just fun. It's just fun and energetic, and you're all over the place, and it's so different. And each segment is so unique and different.
It is, and with every single adventure you go on, you have this moment where you're back in space. You're back in space, and you get greeted by a legacy character. Yeah. Whether that would be Yoda, whether that would be Poe Dameron. I've only seen these two.
Poe Dameron, he's in.
Poe was in there. Yeah.
As like a hologram or like
a hologram.
I never saw Poe. I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah, he's there. Next time you go, I recommend you go check him out. Like, oh yeah. But yeah, you get greeted by them, and then 3PO and R2 now get the gravity of the situation. It's just like, we have to deliver the spy over to the rebels right now. And then we go on the last adventure, which it actually 3PO, instead of whining like a little bitch boy, he actually gets engaged in the action, like it's just like it was a complete 180 from episode 5, where he's constantly complaining about shit. Oh, this is suicide, there's no way to go. He goes from that to, okay, R2, let's go. And I'm just like, oh man, 3PO, I haven't seen this side of you before. This is insane.
I know, it's like freaking episode 9 all over again.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm very
well,
it feels refreshing.
Do you love it or hate it?
Oh, I love it.
It sucks. I love it too.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm talking how fondly I love it. No,
I love you, bitch.
Sorry. No, I love it. It's just it's super fun. I just feel like it's very Star Wars. It feels like the last time like George Lucas sprinkled his magic all over the Force magic all over the ride. Because I think it was the last time he was a consultant on something that Disney listened to. I will say that the thing I like about Star Tours is that I like that it's refreshing and it keeps it going and it's energetic and fun. I also like that they stay up to date with the shows. Like they're now about to put stuff from Ahsoka into Star Tours, actually.
Yeah, true. Like the more they integrate, I think the better it's going to be, because like they're not messing with the original adventures. They're still there. No.
And it feels like all fresh and it's all fluid.
Yeah.
Like you can go from Ahsoka to like pod racing in episode 1 and all over the place, and it still feels fun, dude. Okay, the last thing I'll say, on Exegol, you're in the final battle of the space battle, and it was probably one of the best moments I think in the whole ride. Now let's walk over to actual Galaxy's Edge. We're walking into the planet Batuu, and now we're into Rise of Resistance.
Perfect. The Rise of Resistance. What was this one about again? I'm sorry. I haven't been there for so long. It's just
it's the one where you're like you like why can't I explain it? So much happens. Yeah. It's the one where you go inside the First Order ship and you're trying to escape.
Rise of the yeah. Rise of the Resistance. I've only been on this ride one time, and it was during that era where it was so unobtainable. I went like this was in the era where you had to be up at 5 a.m. You had to be there at 6 a.m. just to reserve a place for the afternoon rides, which was completely insane to me.
Yeah, the fact that they still do that with by the way, they still have that system with Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster at Epcot.
When are they going to realize that that's not going to work?
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
I remember in I believe it was 2019, right before I went to Utah. I went with my friend Matias and Simon, and with Nico, your boy. Shout out to your boy. Our families went to Disney, and we reserved Rise of the Resistance the day before. I believe it was. We woke up at like 4:30 a.m. Everybody was tired as hell, but we were just like, okay, we need to be on this ride. So we went to a specific right in front of the Chinese amphitheater in Hollywood Studios, right? And we were there. We actually reserved positions.
Was that when they just? Because that was when they just opened it, right?
That was when they just opened the ride. Yes. Yep. And I gotta say, for what it was worth, um, it gave off a lot of Transformers and Spider-Man vibes because it works pretty much a similar way. You know, you're in a big cart and they slide you left and right, and you start floating a little bit, right? Well, in this ride, you don't really float. You don't change positions or anything. You just stay on the ground for the most part.
A little bit. Like there's that moment towards the end where you kind of like are in like an escape pod, and then you kind of like just like, you have a little bit of like a like you drop a little bit, and then you kind of fly back to bed too. But other than that, you're moving all over the place though.
Yeah, you are. But considering what you have to go through to get to this ride, I think that's the one thing that's holding it back from being truly fantastic. I mean, the ride itself isn't bad. It's like I've been to better. Spider-Man, obviously. Even the Transformers ride is better, in my opinion. I gotta love this one.
Yeah.
Because I did find it fascinating. I loved it. Yeah, I like it. Look,
I know what you mean though.
I'm
It's
in
like
between.
it's hard to choose one or the other, but you have to go with your gut react. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm on, like it's more like I like this ride. I don't think there's nothing. I think there's nothing bad with it. Like I'm engaged with the story. They try to push the sequel characters in a direction that makes them likable, that makes them cool. And for the most part, I agree. I think it's true. Like they have a mission. You get you get thrust into the Star Killer base, I believe, and you have to find a way to escape. Right?
I it's between 8 and 9, so I think I'm not trying to sound like a nerd boy, but I think that was when it was destroyed by that. I think it's some like not Imperial, the same thing. Imperial like Star Destroyer, and then you're trying to escape. Oh, I remember what you have intelligence to like go out, but then like they're trying to like pretend you're not first I keep saying first resistance. You're part of the resistance. And
You're out of
you
it,
kind of
man.
like are trying to like go back up. I think when you're trying to meet Ray at another location, but in the process of going there, you get abducted by aliens. I'm just kidding. You get abducted by these people called the First Order, and yeah, and the rest is history. But I will say that well, you're talking,
I
so
mean,
I'll shut up and let you go.
let me finish real quick because I have really nothing much to say about this ride other than I think the immersion is pretty cool. I think the
Yeah.
line to get in is pretty cool. I think it should be worth noting that the line and the ride work together as one. If they didn't have that stupid reservation thing, it would be higher. You enter a hangar bay where they have this effect where you see TIE fighters and you see First Order Imperial troops everywhere, right? And I do I'll let you Kanye. I'm gonna let you finish, but we go into a main a main hall, right? And you have the Imperial officers, actors, right?
Yeah.
Who will not break character under any circumstances. I really got to give it up to these guys because they will not break, not even for a second. No matter how much you impose on them, they will not break character, and they will act like strict Imperial Order officers. They'll command you over there. Nico was wearing the "I really wish I weren't here right now" button from SpongeBob, and the Imperial officer stares at my little brother, and he's just like, "Don't worry, we're thrilled that you're here. Now go over there." And I was just like, "Holy shit, that was pretty freaking sick."
Oh, that's awesome.
I just couldn't believe he had that button in the first place.
I
But,
know.
but bro, that was amazing, and I think it adds to the ride too, and that's why like I'm more on the side of loving it than I am
Yeah.
of hating it. So yeah, that's all I got to say about this ride. It's
No,
a really awesome ride.
I do think that it definitely wins the award of the best queue. I think in any I think in any ride in general, because like
Really?
technically because technically the ride starts when you're like when they're like, okay, we escaped out of the detention cell, come on, and then like there's like the resistance like getting you in, and then like they like reprogram the Imperial astromech droid, and then they showing you around to kind of go all over the place. Because really, before then, when you're going to detention, like before, like when you're walking in, you go through you go through like the resistance base, and then finally you get assigned to your room. You talk to Ray in a hologram. You see, by the way, BB-8 coming in, impressive animatronic. BB
Yeah.
rolling in, he's rolling in the deep. He's rolling in, and he's basically talking to. We love you, Adele. Anyways, this man's rolling in, and he's basically like talking to Poe and Ray and trying to figure stuff out. And then you go outside and you see like Poe Dameron's ship. You see like BB-8 there, like, hey guys, I've been here, and you see Poe like head like moving around in there, and you go inside the shuttle. You go in the shuttle, and then you see this guy who's like I forgot his Lieutenant Beck. That's his name, Lieutenant Beck, who is he's the Mon Calamari dude that like he drives the ship to get to that gets later abducted by the First Order.
Oh, got you.
Yeah. So
don't they kill him?
Huh?
They kill him?
No.
Okay.
What made you think of that?
It's just I haven't been in this ride in like 5-6 years.
That's true. Okay.
Give me a break.
I'm not fair. I was just okay. Got you. Fair. I've been there like 7 times. Okay.
Well, way to show off. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Luke Skywalker, Last Jedi. That's the only best moment in the movie. Shuck it, Mike and Jose. Anyways, so so you go through.
Yes, continue.
You go through the door and you walk in, and I have to admit, the first time to be like, we're abducted by First Order, and then as soon as they walk in and they're like in your face, like you are now in the hands of the First Order. You're like, whoa, what? Like, how is this possible that we were like, we just saw Poe Dameron's ship, and now I just see like a sea of freaking stormtroopers outside here. Insane. Yeah. And props to the Imagineers for making like that's the hangar like from those First Order cruisers to look like that. Fantastic job with that.
Yeah,
and you walk through. Great. You walk through, and then you get assigned stuff, and then yes, you get like the person like yelling at you for having. I really wish I wasn't here right now. You get like that officer yelling at you for some stuff, and then you go to the detention cell, and then that's not like the ride hasn't even started yet. That's the best thing about that is that the ride has to start and going there, and the adventure is fun. There's like different combinations, and there's different ways you can go through stuff. There's like little things like there's like different ways like A and B sides of stuff. I can go on and on break it down, but basically it's really fun how like sometimes like Poe and Finn are having like this moment from like episode 4 where they're like dressing up as stormtroopers, and then they're like shooting at the stormtroopers, like boring conversation anyways, and then they keep like shooting at them like it's like,
look, we're gonna have company.
Get behind me. Anyways, so but it's fun. Like you go up, and then there's like different ways you can go around there. You see Kylo Ren, and you see my twin brother General Hux, and you see this fun moment, and then you get like a one-on-one with Kylo Ren if he like doesn't break down for the 50th time that day. By the way, that I'll bring that up in a little bit.
It was too much My Chemical Romance, bro.
Gerard Way is the new Sith, but yes. But it's still fun because like you're going around, and it feels like a genuine adventure. It's very it's like finally, like I was worried that screens weren't going to be the norm now, but obviously if it works, it works. Look at Spider-Man, Transformers; they're all screens, but they still feel immersive. But you have like other stuff where they rely on screens, and I'm like, are you kidding me? This is terrible. Figment. I do want to say that it's a fun eventful adventure. Yeah. I still give it a love it. But I still hate the process of trying to get on this ride. You have to plan your whole day they change it now. You can do a wait time, but the problem is like every time you do a wait time, it's 300 minutes all the time. I'm over there. It's like this obnoxious amount of time, and I'm like, I like the ride. I'm not gonna plan my whole day around this ride.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you a perfect. This ride breaks down all the time. I'll give you a quick example. There's one time where my family and I were going into Rise of Resistance. It's like 6:30, 7. It's like late towards the end of when the park was gonna close. Everything was going well. Everything was fine. We get to the part we're almost going to the detention center. The ride breaks down.
Oh, no.
And they say that no one can ride it. So they took us out, and they're like, if you want like fast passes or well, because it sucks because like it's towards the end of the day. It's not like oh you can get like a fast pass for another ride or wait you can go ahead and jump the line of Rise of Resistance or whatever. No, it's the end of the day. Like they can't really do it. Like I don't know what to do. So we waited in line and it took forever because it was like a freaking sea of people trying to like figure out what to do with this.
Yeah.
I wasn't really happy with the people we got from customer service. We had better people. These people were like, they're Mickey ears in training, and Mickey needs to spend more time with you people because it was just they just gave like very bland answers. Like my dad was like, "So what happens if I can't ride the ride?" He's like, "You just can't ride it." And he's like,
even the help center can be more helpful than you.
"It's just like." So then, like, I literally had to. I mean, I had to be like a Karen and like go like. I'm gonna talk. Can I talk to your manager? Because I'm like, why are we? I'm like
okay,
spending.
Karen.
I just had like, it sounds stupid, but it's just like I literally have to like I book a time at 7:00 in the morning. That didn't work. I wait at 1:00 in the afternoon. I get it. It goes away within a minute, and I get it for at night. Like I literally, I log in at 1:00. At the 45th second, I got something at 7:30. That night. And it wasn't like, oh, I waited 5 minutes. No, it was like 45 seconds until it was 1-1. By the time I was like, sorry, I'm passionate about this.
It's okay, buddy. Here's a tissue.
I have
now wipe your bitch ass tears.
Flashes like they're not flashes. But anyway, so then I go to the manager. I'm like, come on, that it sucks to suck is a horrible answer to that. So she was like, okay. So what she did is like, are you staying tomorrow? Yeah. She's like, okay, I'm gonna give you free tickets for tomorrow because my I think my dad at the time didn't have an annual pass. So did you have annual passes? My dad's like, no, I don't have it. I spent a 1-day ticket. So like, all right, we'll give you a free day so you can go ride the ride. We did the next day and it worked out. But my dad was like, I don't like that ride anymore because I had to change my plans because of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So if your dad was here, he'd probably say he hates the shit out of this ride.
Yeah, I think he enjoys it. It's just like people have a really bad dissociation with the ride because of the way it's set up. And this is the first ride that had this stupid system of the boarding process.
I agree. I agree. In a way, it almost dissuaded me from going into that ride again because I've only gone on it, I believe, twice.
I think he said once.
Remember riding it just one more time. Well, that's not the issue. What's important is that me personally, the process to enter this ride, it sucks. It sucks a lot. But it's not enough to kill my enthusiasm for it.
Yeah.
Barely.
Like there was one time where my mom and I rode it. It was like a dead night. It was like 8:30 at night. I mean, the time change for Disney, but like literally one time it was dead on a Saturday because it was raining all the time. And Rise of Resistance was like 10-minute wait. So my mom was like, let's do it. So my mom and I, you know, she was just like, we gotta take advantage of this because even though like she's not really a big fan of like these rides, she's like, let's go. Come on, we gotta take advantage of it. So we did it twice back to back, and we just did it. We didn't have to, but we did it because let's just take advantage of the moment. So inconsistency is not fun. I mean, well, that's not fair to judge it on Galaxy's Edge, but just I love it, but it's just it's not no ride is worth that amount of headache.
No, not even Toy Story Mania, who's no stranger to the 300-minute wait time.
That or the Slinky Dog Dash.
Oh yeah. Well, with that being said, do you want to go across the aisle and go to maybe Hondo Panaka's favorite ride?
Yeah, we go to Smuggler's Run, man.
Let's
do you want me to go
man.
first?
Let's go.
Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go? Should I go?
I've been going first this entire time, man. Why don't you helm the reins and do it, Mr. Ginger Boy?
Sure. I hate it.
Me too. Yeah. No, okay, don't get me wrong. Hondo Onaka is a great character from the Clone Wars. Like that whole
maybe can you explain? Maybe the people don't know like why Hondo is important to the ride.
Oh yeah, sure. So correct me if I'm wrong, but once you okay, but Smuggler's Run is about you taking charge of the Millennium Falcon. It's an on-rail shooter. You get to have control over its lasers, where it goes up or down, but it's really It's on a screen basically. And Hondo Onaka basically says to you that what was this? That Chewie there's some fuel cells that you have to smuggle out of an imperial fleet, and Chewie makes a deal with you to actually pilot the Falcon and go with him. I don't know why Chewie makes a deal with Hondo Onaka, but apparently that's not what's important.
Right.
And so once Hondo explains this to you, he leads you into a main hangar bay where the Millennium Falcon is. And once you enter the Millennium Falcon, like the hallways are pretty cool. Like it's kind of like you're actually in it. That I'll give it this. Like the immersion is pretty cool. Like even if not all of these rides are good in the sense, their immersion is goddamn good, even when they're bad.
But
what, hater?
It's like Chess Track where you get different roles to go on the ride, but it only is fun and effective when you have a group of 6 people.
If you're by yourself, you bet your ass you're not going to be controlling all like unless you got like 6 tentacles or something like that. I don't freaking know, man.
Unless you're Squidward or Dr. Octopus, you're not having a good time if you're by yourself. So, like, I will say this. Like, I think it's a good idea. I think it's a fun way.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was not Star Wars. Like, I felt like it didn't have the Star Wars feel to it. Like, Hondo, yes, I see that, and I see Chewie. When I'm on the ride, it feels like this generic space adventure.
What? Well, yeah, in a way. It kind of feels more like we're in Star Trek than anything else. Mostly because of the
or
fuel
Battlestar
cells.
Galactica or something.
Yeah, or Battlestar Galactica. Like you got to do your part. You know what I mean? And you know, yeah, save democracy.
That's
but
Helldivers, dumbass.
I agree. I have to agree with you there because it aside from Hondo and Chewie, there's not really much to this ride. Like graphics look all right, everything looks all right, everything functions all right, but it's just missing that magic touch. You know what I mean? Like it's
Like ET.
Yeah, but there's this thing where the immersion from like the line doesn't translate into the ride itself.
Yeah, you're correct.
I know.
By the time you're in, like the first time you're all right, you know, you're just like, oh man, this is really freaking sick. What are we gonna do now? You know, like, and no matter how many fuel cells you lose, you're just gonna be like, Hondo's gonna give you a pat in the back anyway. Even if you get like 1 fuel cell, he'll just be like, very good, you do better than Kenobi, you know. And I'm just like, no, I didn't. I just got 1 fuel cell back, man. You don't have to freaking sugarcoat it.
Well, it's because it's, and of course, my cut.
My God, yeah.
Yeah. But I also feel like, unfortunately, like who you're with affects your experience on the ride. And you can have an awesome, great time, or you can have a really bad experience. And I went by myself. So recently I went by myself to like just one day. I mean, not to Disney, but like to like I just went to like Hollywood Studios by myself. And I did a single rider line. And listen, I'm expecting to be the engineer. I'm expecting the guy to be in the back, like pushing the buttons. Like, okay, guys, let's go, let's go. But the annoying thing was like, first time I did it was fine. I didn't really, everyone was fine, did their thing. It was cool. And it was, well, I did it 2 more times. The second time was annoying because I was with a family, 2 people, like 2 people, parents. Have you ever heard of them?
A family of 2. I think that is that a mom and dad or is that a relationship?
That you have to find out. No, but
I'll ask them.
Sorry, that was.
Yo, are you guys sleeping together in a Star Wars ride? That's inappropriate, dude. I can't.
I know. Put your top back on, Chewbacca. I gotta.
What the fuck? He wears a bra under all that fur.
He probably is.
Going back to what I was trying to say, I was with a family, a small family. I was with like, mom and dad and a baby, like
okay,
a 2 or 3 month old kid. Like this man just life just happened to him literally a month or 2 ago. Why are you bringing him on this ride? And the entire time, the baby's crying. They put headphones on. It's because you're like being jerked around. You're doing you're all over the place. You have to press buttons. It could be sensory overload for the kid. But the entire time, I'm doing my part, and they're not doing fucking shit because basically they're catering to this kid. So, and I get it, you have to tend your kid, but it's one thing if it's like, Galaxy's other rides as well, like Soarin', or maybe like It's a Small World or whatever, or Haunted Mansion, like you're out doing your own thing. But it ruins the immersion factor when it's like you're relying on other people to do this.
Yeah, exactly. And why is Hondo letting a kid go into the Millennium Falcon, man? That's just plain unrealistic, man. Like, even if you're a kid like Boba or something like that back in the Clone Wars, at least have some freaking decency to shoot things in the air and shit.
Exactly. And so that just was like I had a good time because it's just like the only way it's gonna you can have fun if it's you wait in line forever and you're with your people at least 3 or 4, and that way you can select who's who. And in fact, there's a point where I like the third time I was like, they were like, okay, who wants to do what? And when nobody knows what they want to do, I'm like, can I be the guy who pilots it? They're like, sure. So that's why the third time it felt better because I did that and they had no idea what they're doing. So I literally I was with like a group of 4 people that had no idea what they're doing. And I was like, you got to press this, you got to press this, you got to do this. And then they're like, you've been here a couple times. I'm like, yeah, a couple hundred. But yeah, anyway. So it's just like, you have to intervene a lot to get this. And like Test Track is one thing too. That's what it gets a lot of similarities to. But it's like Test Track is literally you just pressing 2 buttons. It doesn't affect this. I'm not trying to dissuade and be callous about this, but it really, that's why I hate it, because it really, you're forced to work with people. And the problem is that it's sometimes not going to work out.
Well, I can give you that, but like at the same time, like with people who genuinely love this ride, like I've talked to a couple of people who do genuinely like this ride. Some of my friends do too. You're not my friend, but I'm just kidding. Come on. Who got you? Come on. Where's that smile? Look at that guy.
You're lucky I like you, Mr. Theo.
But
what the fuck?
Yeah, the main thing.
My lord. Go ahead.
Pick number 3, but the main thing that they like about this ride is the fact that it works a lot like an arcade game. And I'm no stranger to arcade games. I love them, but it's just for how much they hype up this ride, and like the immersion on the line is fantastic. It's good. It's a good quality immersion, but the ride itself doesn't give me enough to latch onto where I can enjoy myself to the fullest. Because, like you said, the enjoyment of the ride is purely situational, and it's based on who you get paired up with. Like take Mission Space in Epcot or something like that, right? You do get paired up as well in that ride, but if you don't press a button, it's gonna do it for you anyway, and it won't ruin the experience for anybody else. Aside from here, where like you're trying to get the high score, right? You're trying to get as much fuel cells as you can. What if you get paired up with someone who doesn't really give a shit about fuel cells, and you're just like, nah, man, I just want to drink blue juice from the cow titty milk thing. And I'm just like, then go to the restaurant and shit,
Yeah, then go to the back with the engineers, just press the buttons or whatever. There really should be an option of like, I just want to ride this, send me wherever, and I don't want to deal with it. Like my mom, for example, my mom was like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to ride it. I feel like there should be an option to be like, because they have to do it anyways. Let's say like there's a way to program like, okay, this side's not going to work. It'll be automated. I feel that should be an option in a way. I mean, again, like it's a very weird thing because it's a really great idea. It's really cool. I'm trying not to be picky, and I'm sure some people are like, why are you being picky? Why are you being like a pampered princess about this? Because I'm giving them hundreds of dollars as an annual pass holder, and I would like some value back in that.
Exactly, man. Exactly. And the experience should be top notch, and it shouldn't be this halfway BS.
Yeah. So I like it, but I'm going to go with hate it.
I'm going with hate it. It's just, there's just not enough here for me to actually pick it up again. Aside from Hondo and Chewie.
Like if I go with a group of 6 people that know what they're doing, or 4, fine. It doesn't matter to me.
But they don't even have to know what they're doing. They just have to be invested enough that they're willing to learn about it and make mistakes and be part of be a team player, like don't be the guy that I didn't do fucking shit. You have to be the guy like you got to do your part.
Exactly. Uncle Sam. But yes, so that's it for rides. And I know we're kind of we're going towards the end here, but I want to talk about a couple honorable mentions actually, like food
Go for it. Yeah.
and experiences. So I mean, I don't know if I don't know if you like have really gone to the shops or stuff like this, but
I actually had a lightsaber from the shop. It is.
Oh, you do? Oh, my lightsaber's broken, but I have my lightsaber.
Let's go.
Oh wait, give me a second. Let me find the hilt.
The fact that this nerd has the hilt is insane to me. Yo, nice, man.
And I have the crystal.
The actual crystal itself. What color did you choose?
Purple.
Nice, man. You got that window energy in you, bro.
I got that window. Yeah, exactly. This was like $220. And listen, the experience was fun. I got pretty emotional doing it. It was like I finally got it. Going from there, it was really cool because I do like the fact you can choose different bases and what to do and stuff like this. This though is separate from your ticket, which is I get it, but it's stupid.
Would you say that you loved the experience, or did you hate it?
I loved it. I got really emotional. It sounds stupid, but it was just nice to be a part of it. My dad and I, did it and we're like customizing it. It was a very somber moment, and it was really cool of like you can choose green, you're Qui-Gon, you can choose blue like Obi-Wan or Anakin, and then you could be, clear like Ahsoka. I'm just kidding. But you could be yeah, exactly. But or you could be red like Darth Vader or stuff like that. So, and there's different ways of showing it, and they did do a good job of the effects, and the people helping you out definitely do a really good job of helping it. So I would definitely say this is definitely a love it, but I just hate that you have to pay a lot for it. And I feel like if you're an annual pass holder, I feel like this should be like half off or something.
Agreed. And take it from someone who did build a lightsaber with his little brother and the father and the mother and the Holy Spirit or something.
The Holy Spirit?
Yeah, that's what. As someone who actually did build a lightsaber but could not, like, no, we didn't think it was that worth to actually buy it because we could get cheaper lightsabers across the street, right? I have to say that I hate it. Because don't get me wrong, that experience of actually building a lightsaber, that experience I love because it's so true to the lore, and it's something that you wouldn't really know about unless you dig deep into the actual lore of it all, the story. Like that's what makes it interesting. But it's the fact that it costs like $220 and I don't know. And I do understand because a lot of people want to make their own lightsabers and they want to keep them. I understand the logic behind it, but it's just, I don't know, man. It feels soulless a bit, and I don't know. It kind of robbed me a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's just like I paid how much for this? I mean, you're basically paying for a weapon. You can do some damage with without the saber. This thing. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Yeah, exactly. If I have a Mormon thief breaking into my apartment right now, you bet your ass I'm pulling out the lightsaber and saying, "Get the hell away from my house."
Exactly. But yeah, so I understand why you're saying that. I might even change it to hate it now that I'm thinking about it.
Hey, don't change your opinions just because I didn't like it. Don't be the freaking Rise of Skywalker, 8 out of 10, and everybody hates it. No, it's a 3 game.
Well, you're allowed to change your opinion. You even told me that you changed your opinion to the
I do, but you changed it from 0 to 100 real quick.
Because you made a good point.
Oh, thank you.
Exactly. Because sometimes it's a good moment in the moment, but longevity.
So would you change? So you would change it to hate it? I hate it too.
I loved it in the moment, but afterwards was like, it's just like it's a cool thing I have, but it's like $200 is a lot of money for that.
That's a lot of Yep, that's true. You know how many Happy Meals you can buy with that?
3 now.
Yeah, now at the rate that it's going right now, 3.
Yeah.
Speaking of 3, there is an honorable mention I want to mention.
Oh,
the restaurant in I believe Jakku or Tatooine, where they sell you food from the movies themselves.
Oh, you mean the bar, Oga's Cantina?
Yes.
Oh, I have my answer. Hate it.
Really? You don't like it?
No, it is awful to walk in. People are on top of you. You don't have any space. The drinks are way too I get it. It's Disney. It's way
Yes.
too expensive.
Okay.
It's loud, and there's only a few times to go. It sounds weird. I go at 10:30, 11 in the morning because nobody's there. And I have some
Good.
and it's not like I like, like I'm fine with going to crowded places, but I'm literally like, you're forced in a cramp to do this, and you have to have a reservation. I'm like, what? To be
That
a
is
part of
such
like
BS too, man.
that's just why I don't like it. I really
Yeah.
that's the worst thing I hate about is that. Just make freaking Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yes. Oh my God. Dude, even I believe even the music would sound much better. At least get a jazz group in there, get the bassoons out or something like that. Like yeah, make it more authentic to like that experience because look at how I referenced this attraction, that restaurant where they serve you food from the movie. I didn't even know it was called whatever the hell cantina.
Olga's Cantina, yeah.
What's it called?
Olga's Cantina.
Old Gay's Cantina. Yeah, exactly.
That old gay's cantina.
Yeah, whatever. The point is, I don't care. I don't give a crap about Old Gay's Cantina. I give a shit about Mos Eisley's Cantina or something else from the movies or from the lore that they can make fascinating and interesting enough for me to actually get it. Okay, I spoiled it, but I hated myself.
No, why do you hate it? I know you just went through a whole TED talk about this, but why?
Because unlike every other attraction in Galaxy's Edge, the immersion is just not as gripping. Not to me, at least. Like
No.
with so many people going in and out, and you're right. And with my experience on it, it is pretty crowded. But the one thing I can't forgive, it's the quality of the food. I think out of all restaurants that I've been to in Disney throughout my life, I think this might be the worst one I've ever been to.
Really?
Yep.
You haven't been to a Starlight Cafe, Cosmic Rays at a Magic Kingdom? I mean, they're actually-
Cosmic. At least their food has some has some texture to it. I'm sorry. At least their food has some texture to it. This one, it feels like they took a freaking piece of glob gelatin, right? They put freaking sprinkles on it, and they whipped it with something that I don't know where. They put it in an espresso machine, and then they serve it to you. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. To me, the food just wasn't that good. And even my mom, who's pretty forgiving on stuff like this, said that she hated the food.
Yeah, no, I bet. It's it's a representation of how the rest of the land is: tight, cramped, and bland.
Yes. The Japan's Imagineers for the Disney Japan, they had a really good concept for Galaxy's Edge. It wasn't going to be called Galaxy's Edge. It was going to be Star Wars Land, where they had places from Mustafar to Kashyyyk to Dantooine to what was it? Even the sequel trilogy, like Crate, Jakku, Dathomir. They even had plans for making Dathomir too. And
I just don't. I get the idea of the concept of Galaxy's Edge, and I know we're kind of closing on with the honorable mentions here. I mean, well, actually, I'll wait to the end of like our verdict of how we feel, but like to kind of go from there to transition to the shops and to Droid Depot. The shops are just
they're just
okay.
all right. Yeah.
It's not really like having merchandise that's like, oh, I gotta have this. This is really cool. Yeah, there's lightsabers and stuff like that, but I'm like, there's pirated there's like companies that like sell it for cheaper that are better. Or even yes, they're more expensive, but like the sustainability of the lightsaber is cool. And there's even like ways that you could do it that's even better than if I buy from freaking Instagram or freaking
or from Temu or something like that.
Yeah, or like Box Lunch or stuff like that. I'm making this up, but like stuff like that. Exactly.
Box Lunch has pretty great products. I think like in some of these shops, they're even better than what I find in Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, for sure. And it's also stuff that like I can go to like freaking Disney's All-Star Sports and get.
Yeah, or even the Pop Century, you can go and find this shit.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe there's some stuff I'm not gonna get a lightsaber at like like the All Star gift shop.
No.
But there's
Like, I'm not gonna get the Mickey Mouse lightsaber that costs like freaking $20 to get or something.
yeah,
Like that.
exactly. But a lot of the merchandise in Disney in general you can get anywhere, so it's not like something
Yeah.
special or unique. The only lightsabers are maybe some blasters. But I just feel like I also hate how you have to wait in line to go inside a shop to shop.
Oh my God. I mean, if you like shopping, if that's your thing, I'm not gonna mark it against you, but it's just, oh my God, waiting in line to shop and look around is different experience from waiting in line for a for like a roller coaster or a ride or an experience. Shopping is a pretty ordinary experience, and a lot of like everybody does it.
You also are paying to go in there,
Yeah.
and then you're spending more money by doing that. I mean, listen, I'm not saying that you can't
Exactly.
spend money. It's just I feel like do what you want. Listen, if again, like you said, I'm not gonna hold it against you.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's a good example of just bland Disney, of just let's just put as much stuff as we can here. The theme of Galaxy's Edge of Batu is a nice idea of like creating an original story there. However, though, a lot of people don't read the comics. A lot of people are not watching. I mean, some people may watch the shows or stuff like that, but people are there for the movies. They're there for the original trilogy. They're there for the prequels. They're there for the sequel stuff. Yes, there's people, and then with the shows and other stuff like that, the spinoffs, everyone's different. But just get Tatooine, get the Hoth, get the Naboo, get the Jakku, get Exegol.
Be like the Japanese Imagineers who wanted to make a good concept for this. It would have been something incredible because at least it would have added some variety. Because
exactly.
I don't know if you feel this way about Galaxy's Edge, but I feel like Galaxy's Edge only has one color.
Yes.
Light brown. Light brown. That's all that it is. There's no shades of red. There's no shades of blue. There's some shades of green, but green and light brown are like a forest type of thing. Like we've seen that so many times before. We haven't seen it actually integrated when you're going from planet to planet or galaxy to galaxy. It just doesn't feel like a world that's sucking you into its history.
And it just feel like there's so much you can do, and like this is it. And I know it's rushed, but I'm like, I'd rather have it rushed. I'd rather have it take your time and let it be great. I'd be very fine if they said we're gonna start from scratch.
I'd be fine with that too. Yeah, at least make something like make a land where they establish it in a movie, people love it, and then say, hey, why don't we show people more of this world since it was received so positively? Not only that, let's give them what they're familiar with and give them something more that they could be interested in.
Yeah, exactly.
Hire me. Hire the both of us. We're giving you free ideas here.
Exactly. Just sponsor the video. The way it's laid out sucks. I keep walking into people. People do not know how. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go off on people. Sorry, I am gonna be a very careless person.
Speak your truth, Queen.
Bad bitch. People in Disney do not know how to walk. They walk into you all the time. It's like you ever watch of course, this is the based on your experience. You've seen Bug's Life. It's like how I feel like when you're in something happens at Disney is at the beginning of the movie where the big leaf comes down and the guy's like, I'm lost. Where's the road? And
where's the road? Yeah.
What do we do? Like, what do we do? Help. It's like just when you're making something like this, when you're trying to compact people into this tight space and you can't walk around it, you can't maneuver going around. How am I supposed to enjoy that? Yeah. And listen, I'm not trying to blame people on like not knowing how to walk. Sorry, that sounded mean. But the thing I'm trying to express is like when you're causing chaos, and people don't talk about this. They do and they don't. When you're causing in a way of it's organized chaos.
I agree. Like there should be more it should be a little bit more spacious or a little bit more spaced out.
Yes.
Like the attractions, put them in the back as spectacles that people can actually watch. You know what I mean? Yeah, that'd be something cool. Instead of instead of having everything intermingled with each other. Like I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to connect different things together, like have you like enter certain buildings or something like that. But it just doesn't work when it's built like a freaking convent in the back of Hialeah. You know what I mean? Like everyone is so crashed together, and everyone's like potentially screaming at each other. You know?
But yeah, but I agree, and I can go on and on more from there. But
Yeah.
to end this episode, I think we should highlight what our favorite part of Galaxy's Edge is.
Sure. I would say for me, it would be the immersion at the Rise of the Resistance. Rise of Resistance. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yep. I would say that because I may have mixed feelings about Galaxy's Edge. There's some stuff that I like, there's a lot of stuff that I don't like, but one thing I can't take away from them is their ability to suck you in to the rides, to the attractions. You know, like even with a terrible ride like Smuggler's Run, they have great immersion when it comes to the rides. I'm sorry, when it comes to the lines, they suck you in, and then they give you Mario Kart DX. I don't know, friggin' like an arbitrary experience, you know.
Yeah.
But Rise of Resistance actually lives up to what it's hyping itself to be, you know. The characters, the side characters, the Imperial officers, the craftsmanship when it comes to showing you the hangar bays, how the story is built. It's a simple story, but it's effective. It's really cool. The effects are top of the line, top notch. The way the cart moves back and forth, it's like you're actually in danger, you know, and that's what you want in a ride. I just wish they would translate this much better to other rides, you know, like Smuggler's Run.
It makes me feel like I'm in a Star Wars adventure, and the most amount you wait for is 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah, man.
You can ride as many times as you can, and there's different combinations when you get on. It's not like you can get the same thing after a while.
That's
and
right.
I love that.
The replayability of this ride is insane.
Yes. The variety it provides is great. And you know, you got the John Williams score in the background, which is that. By the way, I forgot to say this. I will give Galaxy's Edge this. I appreciate that they gave John Williams, and John Williams was able to create a theme to a land.
Yeah, that's true. Like whatever it is, even when Disney is shitting out bad stuff like The Last Jedi, the music is always something to look forward to. Even Rose's theme, I think that's the best theme out of that movie.
I agree. It's so good, and it's just So I got to go with Star Tours though. Star Tours is just we've already discussed it, but I just think it's the best ride, Star Wars ride.
That's why when I say I love it, I mean like I'm more inclined to love it than I am to hate it.
Yes,
mostly because of the process it takes to get to it.
But Star Tours, you and I can agree, love it. It's awesome.
Star Tours is up here.
Yeah, it's awesome.
To me, I think out of every ride I've been to, like for every park, Star Tours is the most uniquely re-rideable ride that I've ever been to. Eventually you'll go through all the combinations, but that's not happening anytime soon because the wait time, although it's not terrible, it is pretty substantial where you're gonna have to wait a little bit, you know. So there's more oomph than any other ride to go back and revisit it.
Dude, I think we exhausted our Star Wars our Galaxy's Edginess from this. Our edginess, our Galaxy edginess.
Oh, you know what it is, man. I edge every day in Galaxy's Edge. It's great.
That's great, man. No, I mean I'm glad we did this. I think it was definitely a fun. I'm glad we brought this back, this idea. All right, man. Well, it was great to talk to you, man. And it was ladies and gentlemen, that was Andres from Basic Daring Experience. This is Elliot Trito from the Basic Daring Experience as well. And as always, now we're gonna have Andres give a best piece of advice to end the episode. Take it away, Andres.
If you find $1 on the floor, make sure you always use protection. Oh yeah, and give the $1 back to the police officer, of course. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot that part.
So is the policeman the important part?
Yes.
Like giving you the $1? Okay.
No, it's use protection, man. You can't get infected out here.
Oh, okay. Got you. Okay. Use protection to pick up the $1 and give it to the police officer. Gotcha. Okay.
In whatever way you choose, just be protected, please.
Yeah, alrighty.
All right, my
Cool.
man. Peace out, bro.